my stock in trade has always been trying to understand documents, government documents, military documents. And in the UFO field, there's a good number of very good documents that may not be a single smoking gun by themselves. There's no confirmed document that's like a memo from the president describing aliens. But what I discovered in my attempt to understand this was that there were many documents that were one cut below that described, for instance, violations of sensitive airspace by objects that, frankly, as described in these documents, should not have existed. Disc-shaped, stopping on a dime, taking off like a bullet, zigzagging sometimes. Memos describing these objects in very serious terms. Attempted interceptions being made, radar trackings, and so forth. No matter what the answer to the UFO mystery is, the fact that these documents exist and the fact that they get no attention in our mainstream community, academic, journalistic, whatever, that's a discrepancy. That there are objects existing that aren't supposed to exist. Officially, in our world, they're not supposed to exist. Whether they're saucer-shaped, triangles, or who knows what other kinds of permutations they may have. Rectangles. These things that can hover in the sky, silently, take off, often rapidly. These are using principles of aviation or flight that are not in the official books today. But someone has got some answers on this because they're doing something there. So that's something you can take to the bank. UFOs are real. I do think that a large number of the true UFOs are not of our civilization. Let's call them alien. But I also believe, I've also come to understand that there's been a great deal of work that was done in the 40s, in Nazi Germany, for instance, and in the United States after the war, that was much more advanced, much more exotic than I had understood at the time. So the question is, are there man-made UFOs? And I think the answer to that is also yes. I think that part of the secret, in fact, is that we're making our own UFOs. What I find in dealing with the general public is that there's a lot of general interest on the topic of UFOs. A lot of people have some interest in it. What I often find, though, is that the interest is kind of light. It's like, gee, UFOs are fun. Let's learn a little bit more about them. It's that kind of thing. And I think about a lot of things relating to UFOs, but fun doesn't really enter into my picture of them.